Hey, so, I've been, so I really love my library card. If you don't have a library card, you are missing out, my friend. Um, I got a library card like immediately after moving to Austin because we didn't have the internet in our apartment and I needed something to do. So, I got some books and obviously Buffy the Vampire Slayer on DVD to watch. Duh. Hey, Gogo, you like the library too, right? She's into it. So sometimes when I go to the library, I have like books in mind or I put them on hold or whatever that I've found or that I want to read. Or sometimes I just go to the library and choose based on the cover and or anything else because whatever. So this most recent time I went and just randomly picked some books. So this first one that I picked was Still Life with Tornado by A.S. King. This was actually the last one I ended up grabbing, but the first one that I read. I don't remember who recommended this. I know that I've seen it somewhere, like I recognize the cover. I think it might have been Tegan and Sarah on Instagram or Emma Roberts. I'm not sure, but it stood out to me and I was like, oh yeah, like I think I've seen this, like let me grab that. And this is the first one I read and I loved it. It's so good. Also, side note, all of these are young adult novels because I have no shame in love things about teenagers, so whatever. But this one, the main, like, inside the little jacket that describes it, it says, I am 16 years old, I am a human being, which I love, and this author, like, really captures, I think, teenagers in a really cool way without, like, making them, I don't know, seem less than or, like, seem young. Like, she writes in a way that is appropriate, and like whenever teenagers go through some stuff, she like makes it real and doesn't just like brush it off as like, oh, this is like teenage drama. I don't know, I think that this book talks about some complex issues that teenagers might face and how to deal with them and just like the craziness of growing up in a really cool way. Yeah, it's just about a girl and her family and discovering some stuff that like her family kind of hid from her because she was so young when shit happened and now she's like older and figuring stuff out. But here are some quotes that I wrote down in my little notebook about that I really liked from this book to give you an idea. So I'm just gonna read some of them for you. The whole world thinks 16-year-old girls are dramatic and silly anyway, but really we're not even when we change our names to Umbrella. On the mantle, there's a ceramic owl I made in the first grade, and it's my favorite thing I ever made, even though I've made far better things. I wish I could talk to 23-year-old Sarah again. 10-year-old Sarah doesn't understand my struggle. She hasn't come to this yet. She hasn't come to the place where my present means nothing and my future is everything anyone talks about. I think that one in particular is cool because I remember being in high school and everyone just asking about like where I was going to college or this thing in the future, and no one cared about what was going on in that moment, which was like a weird place to be. I'm 16 years old and this is the main idea the adults in my life have given me. The older people get, the less they can do about things. They seem to be stuck. I think that's kind of cool. And then I just ate more tacos because if I was going to die of Mexican sunburn, I wanted to eat more tacos before I died. Same girl. That feels like a good plan. So anyway, this book was like really good. I'd recommend it. Do it. Read it. It's cool. Yeah, Still Life with Tornado. So the next book I read was I'm Not Your Manic Pixie Dream Girl by Gretchen McNeil. And I think that I read this immediately after Still Life with Tornado, which I loved, and I think that had a negative impact on how much I felt about this book. So in general, I think that my expectations just weren't met based on the title. So if you're not familiar with like the manic pixie dream girl trope, it's essentially like this character in books and movies whose sole purpose is basically to help this dude figure himself out. Like think 500 Days of Summer or Elizabethtown or Annie Hall. So they're just people who are like, the girls are like quirky and weird and like happy-go-lucky and just make the dude figure out something. Oh, Garden State, that one too, duh. So I thought that I'm Not Your Manic Pixie Dream Girl was gonna be about how this girl was like rebelling against that trope and being like, stop it, I'm not here to do this for your life, blah blah blah. However, it was not. It was more like this girl pretending to be a manic pixie dream girl to like get a dude, which is the literal worst. And also I think that the author talked down a little bit to, I don't know if it's talking down or just like oversimplified like high school hierarchy in a really juvenile way, which I get, it's like a young adult novel, but I think that you can still write at a level that isn't belittling to teens, and I feel like that kind of happened. So, you know, it was okay, didn't love it, probably wouldn't recommend it to like adults to read, whatever. And then the next book I read was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but I read another one of her books. I read Eleanor in a Park, and I didn't like love it. I didn't dislike it, but I think that was a similar thing with the situation where I had read Fault in the Stars before I read Eleanor in Park, so I really love Fault in Our Stars and didn't love the next book as much, but I really like this one. It's about fan fiction, which, you know, I don't read a lot of, and by read a lot of, I mean I've never read any fan fiction, but the author did like a really cool job of like kind of diving into that world, and it was cool. And this one takes place in freshman year of college, which just made me like super nostalgic for my freshman year of college. So yeah, I really like this one. And then here is, in this girl, like the main character is like super nerdy and writes a lot of fan fiction and is in love with this, like, it's basically like a Harry Potter kind of universe that she loves. And this was my favorite quote that I wanted to write down from this book. Somebody give me some tequila because I'll totally drink it, and there's no way you're gonna find me later having a panic attack in your parents' bathroom. Who wants the French kiss? Like, that's so cute and funny, and like, I don't know, I just loved it. So yeah, I like this book a lot. It was cool. You know, college struggles, figuring out your shit your freshman year of college is hard and real, and yeah, and I liked it. So yeah, those are the 3 books that I read recently. If you're looking for a cool book to read, go to your library, get one of these or another book. I'm pro library, gonna go return these and find some new gems that I can love. And I guess out of the 3, if you're looking for a really rad book, I'd recommend Still Life with Tornado. It was my favorite and really well done and awesome. So yeah, do you have any book recommendations for me? I'm always up for recommendations. Have a great day.